Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Friday's show. And this, once again, is me just reacting to my daily Twitter feed. First thing in the morning, I've just had my coffee, settling in. I'm going to open the For You tab and just see what's up, see what's happening. But first things first, yes, it is Friday. It is Friday. We finally made it here. I'm feeling a bit sick today because we were out. I was out filming a castle nearby, and it was in the middle of the snow, and my feet were wet, and it was a bit stupid. But we'll plow through. We'll plow through it today. So let's get started. Let's see what's happening in the wonderful world of Twitter today. Let's get into the mentions. Yeah, okay, so we'll clear that off. Let's see what pops up on the For You tab first thing on Friday. Will Kingston, first off the bat. This headline would have looked nutty in a university rag not so long ago. It's now splashed across one of America's most read newspapers. Sigh. Okay. What is this? Let's see what we're going. White drivers are polluting the air breathed by LA people of color. Okay, yeah, cool. More racism. Yeah, that's just insane. You know, that's insane shit. I would expect that on the ABC would write something very similar. We'd get that out. Or the Guardian would do something like that. But I like how it's just white drivers. You know, no one else drives a car in California. No one. Not even the Hispanics. They don't drive cars. White drivers, I don't know. What would be the preponderance of people in California driving electric cars? What race would they be? The majority, I'd say they're probably white drivers, so they're probably doing less. Anyways, let's continue on. I've seen this lady a couple times. Reverend Dr. Stephanie Dowrick. Sorry, Steph, if I got your name wrong. I've seen her a bit. Who is she? She's a writer, a social activist, and a minister. Oh, no. We got woke churchies. No. Okay, so what's going on? Paul Keating calls out the insane recklessness of Sydney Morning Herald. You know, who the fuck cares? I think I spoke about this yesterday. Who the fuck cares what Paul Keating has to say? He's a washed up old man. He's bitter. He's just... Why? Who cares? Paul Keating's just terrible. I would actually like to get him on the show one day, but if you want to talk China policy and want to know, Andrew J. Phelan. This man, he's got more experience in the realm of China. He's got more understanding of what happens in that country than a lot of people on Twitter. He's a great source of information, a great source of knowledge, and he's severely underutilized. Like, fuck Paul Keating off. Let's get Mr. Phelan on. Come on. And as he's saying here, what is your China background, Reverend? Exactly. What's her background in China? It's not. She's just, I like Paul Keating. I remember Paul Keating. Oh my God. Okay, anyways, let's continue on. I'm going to try to keep it short today, actually. I think I go a little bit too long sometimes. Coming straight in on the hot takes, we have Chris replying to, if you had to pick one type of Apple for the rest of time, what would it be? Okay. Chris's, the most versatile one I've ever owned were Mac Pros, but the iMac G4 is still, in my honest opinion, the most beautiful thing Apple has ever designed. Choices. Yeah, if I had to choose an Apple, Apple was actually one of the first computers I used was the old Macs, the initial Macintosh. That's showing my age a bit, but they were pretty cool. They were pretty hardcore. I'm sure there's a classroom somewhere in the world that's still using them. Probably Alice Springs, actually. Let us know, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. iMac G4, yeah. That was when they were still making their own chips, wasn't it? Like their own CPUs. They were still running on that, yeah. Anyways, I think probably before the Unibody, no, actually that's a Mac. I won't go to the laptops. The laptop's pretty hardy, hey, like the 2012 MacBook Pro. Anyways, I'll continue on. I won't get into tech talk today. Cameron Murray, everyone here, if you don't already follow Cameron Murray, do yourself a favor. He's a great economic mind. He has some solid concepts. He's based in reality. He pulls apart issues perfectly. He can break them down for you. He's very engaging, very friendly, very open and honest. A great mind to get behind. It's just a shame that it's such a indictment on the Australian public service that this man is not leading a leading voice in politics as it is. He should be. He really should be. But as he's saying, his mortgage has just come off the fixed rate interest to the 5% variable rate. I think a lot of people are going to be in that boat, but unlike Cameron, a lot of people aren't that touched up on their financial literacy. So they might struggle with such an increase, 150% increase in the last year. On top of that, you have everything else, all your other bills, electricity included, electricity and gas, that's going to be very expensive on top of everything. It's I feel for you people out there, but at the same time, don't blame anyone else but the person who voted to this. That was all foreseeable. Let's continue on. Will Kingston again. How did he get in twice? He gets in twice. Okay. Anyways, let's continue on. Rohan. Brad Haddon saying Warner is a lock for the Ashes. Okay. Yeah. I'm not too up to date with the Australian cricket team too much. I really should be, but I just don't like that. I just don't like them dragging politics into it. Why can't you just play sport? Why do you have to always drag your stupid climate politics into it? I don't get it. It's just annoying. Focus on winning first. Focus on winning. Build your career. Retire. And then you can do whatever the fuck you want. But, focus on your sport first. Jill's back. Has the ex-Green senator reported that sexual assault to the police? That is a very big accusation to make and should have the police storming the building. Yeah, what's that all about? I'm gonna actually ask her. What's that all about? Let's see what Jill brings up. Let's see. That was only 9 minutes ago, so yeah, to get that up. Once again, 4U tab. Great place to be, people. Okay. A breastfeeding mother and her child have been booted from the County Court's public gallery. Yeah, this is a bit of a touchy one. In one respect, I can understand that the magistrate has to maintain the court, basically. He has to maintain the court and he has to maintain the standards so each person in there has equal representation to the court. That it's an equal setting for them. There's no other distractions for the jury or anyone else involved. But at the same time, it is breastfeeding. But I think he's approaching it as a judge and maintaining the court. He's not approaching it as a social scientist or a feminist or an activist. He's just approaching it as that. He wants to maintain the same standard throughout all the cases and all proceedings. That's his key concern, and obviously, there's other concerns out there that other people have. They don't have that, so it's take it easy on the bloke. Maybe just this is something that has to be worked through. But once again, it's his court. I don't want to be going into his court telling him what to do. That's basically what's happening here. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys really think it's that big an issue if there's someone breastfeeding in court? I personally don't. But, eventually, I don't know. You tell me what you think. You tell me. You fill me in. Leo, Friday evenings before a long weekend. Yeah, Friday evenings are always cool. I love it. Friday, today, actually, I have a very paced out day, except I've got a cold, but I want to head out into the forest and go have a look around, except everything's soaking. Everything's drenched. We're under a couple inches of water everywhere. You just fall into it. And apparently we're in the worst drought ever. So make of that as you will. But Friday evenings are a great time. Yes, people are continuing through. Will Kingston again. I wonder if it has clicked with Albanese that a no vote in the referendum will terminally destroy his authority. Yeah. I've said this. I had a discussion with James a couple of weeks back, and I said, yeah, that will be his Copenhagen moment. You know, when Rudd went to the Copenhagen climate discussions and he just basically laughed out of the room, and then he called the Chinese a bunch of rat fuckers. I think that will. It's going to sink him. You know, there's so much shit piling up at the moment. It's hard. It's hard for him to, you know, it's going to be difficult for him to maintain any position. I don't know if he can last a year. It's going to be tough. It's going to start coming down very fast on him. But I think the voice, remember the voice, everyone? No one cares. Like, it's such a side issue, and I think that's by design. They really like that idea to keep people distracted from obviously the economy. Like, you know, Tuesday this week, interest rates went up again. Wednesday, 20% increase in all our electricity bills. These costs are coming through. So what do? You know, Albo goes off and gets a golden shower at the cricket, and then we're fluffing around on these side issues. It's not. It's really not there. I eventually people are going to crack, you know. Anyways, Jonathan Livingston Seagal, once again, he's always back. He's for UTAB, you know, offering it up. I've only recently found Jonathan. I like his stuff. I think it's cool. Hi, Jonathan. Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you popping up. So what's he? The Australian unions. Jesus Christ. Is there anyone less representative of the Australian public than the Australian union movement? What are they at? What are they at? 3% of 13%. I think they're at of the workforce is actually in a union. They're basically unions are just basically for public servants now. It's just basically a public servant mouthpiece. I don't know what they. You know, I don't know what the value of them is, even in the public service. Like, really, is it that tough? Like, and even in the public service, they negotiate with themselves. You basically have the public service negotiating with the public service to give the public service more money. That's not a good scenario. And then you do have the public service unions, obviously negotiating with themselves to have a strike against the public service. We need to scrap it. Anyway, so what's he saying? A yes vote for recognition is a win for all Australians. Unions speak. Why? What's that got to do with workplace? Like, what's that got to do with the workplace conditions of people? Who's paying their $2 a month? Oh, $2 a week to the union for this? It's got nothing to do with it. That's why they're losing so many members. You know, they're down to just the public service, which is basically just down to single mums. Anyways, Jonathan, all Australians, exactly all. There's that word again, all. They don't mean all. They mean our people, our group. Explain how a yes vote is a win for me. Please provide the details on how I will benefit. Exactly. You're not going to benefit, Jonathan. You don't benefit, but they do. They do. They're going to have a voice then. They're going to have implanted their grievance culture in the Constitution. It's not necessary. It doesn't belong there. An easy way that, a way that I view it, and a simple way to view it, is the Constitution's the instruction manual. It's basically the instruction manual. It's the guide rail, you know. Grievance politics doesn't belong in the instruction manual. It doesn't belong in there. You know, you put that, you know, at the back, or you put it in the appendix. That doesn't belong there. In the preamble, like Howard, you know, you put it there, put it at the start. You don't have it in the instruction manual. It's just dumb. It's just, once again, this is dumb. We're wasting time talking about this instead of addressing like serious issues. Will Kingston, Jesus Christ, the For You tab's broken today. He's popping up 4 or 5 times. Hi, Will. It's nice. I just noticed I was not following you before, and I've followed you now. I had no idea you were following me, but I got you now. Bud. So, yeah, I like your work. I love your stuff. What's he talking about here? Xi Jinping is elected president of China for the 3rd time in a row. Yeah, it's not supposed to happen. This is basically just Dan Andrews all over again. Deputies of the National People's Congress of China voted unanimously for the re-election of Xi Jinping as the president of the People's Republic of China. He also headed the Central Military Council. I love the use of the word here. You know, this is just going back to all. Here, the People's Republic, the peoples. Who are the peoples? The peoples are the inner circle of the Communist Party. It's not all people. No, it's not all people. It's just these people. The peoples is the Communist Party. That's who. When they say, oh, it's an offense to our people, it's not. It's an offense to the Communist Party. Bloody communists and their words, you know. It's just word games all the time. It's just word deception. Anything they can do to try to push and advance their purpose. You just don't play their games, you know. You just don't play it. It's always just dodgy shit. Anyways, as Will says, a murderous, thuggish dictator. Unfortunately, nowhere near enough people are prepared to say that. Exactly, I'd say it. It's terrible. Winnie the Pooh is awful. Awful. We shouldn't attack the Chinese people for this, but definitely the Chinese Communist Party, that's just a murderous regime. That's like, they're destroying the planet with pollution. They're destroying the oceans. Like, Jesus Christ, have you seen their fishing fleet? I think their fishing fleet's up at like 14,000 boats or something like that. That not just local, they're going international. They're like raping the oceans. But yes, you know, don't use plastic straws, people. Don't use plastic cutlery, you know. Yeah, do your bit. Do your part. China's got your back. Okay, Bellini time from Law Girl. Once again, sorry, I didn't notice you were following me, but I've followed you back. You're in there. I gotcha. I love your stuff too. I love your work. It's great. I really appreciate it. She's a great account, guys. So everyone follow Law Girl if you can. Give her a shout out. But Bellini time, enjoy the weekend. Oh, Jesus Christ. How could you drink that? Wow. Sorry, I'm sure you like it, but oh, that looks like a rough morning to me. That looks like, you know, some dark thoughts early in the morning. That's a rough one. That looks, let us know how it goes. Let me know. Anyways, let's continue on. Will Kingston again. Jesus Christ, you guys are seeing this too. He's popped up like 6 times already. Okay, sorry, Will. I can't just focus on you all day. Alex Stupp. This guy's from Melbourne, actually. He's a Melbourne resident. He's moved over to the US now, and he's running it's almost like a think tank for progress, which is cool, you know, but they're looking at the ways that we can better implement infrastructure and solve problems. And I like a lot of the stuff that he's coming up with so far, which is removing regulations and streamlining approval processes, especially when it comes to housing. But it should also apply to all infrastructure projects. I wasn't aware before he started highlighting just how many environmental regulations there are on building a new house. And it's really like how, I have a good idea, but I don't think the average residential house is the greatest threat to the environment. I can't see it. As long as you plumb your sewage into the mains, you have water. What else is there? Some people have fireplaces. I've got a fireplace. I have a fireplace upstairs. So, but even that, I don't think you really need to put a scrubber on your chimney or anything like that. Maybe you do, but once again, the environmental regulations are across the board. It's not just housing, it's in everything. Every walk of life, you know, everywhere. You stop at a set of lights and your car turns off. Like, everywhere. They've just impeded themselves. Yeah. Paper straws. Like, it's, yeah. We got to get rid of it. There's a lot of this useless shit. Just got to get rid of it. It's done by like small people, small minds, you know, thinking they're having a big impact, but they're not. It's just, you know, they're big in their own world. Oh, quick, before I get on to Chris, Yes, there was a song. I've had a song stuck in my head now. Oh, dude. It was the Friends of Romp Never Had So Much Fun, and it was done by Mr. Holt. Mr. Holt, if you're watching this, if you're out there, I love it. I think it's great. I love seeing it. I've had that song stuck in my head now for 2 days. I was a big fan of Friends of Romp when I was a kid, but as I slowly got older, I just noticed how cringe they were. You know, it was just cringe. It was like a bunch of 40-year-old guys trying to appeal to teenagers wearing dresses. Just wasn't, you know, it's just cringe. It's so typical of the ABC though, you know. Anyways, let's continue. So what did Chris say? A vicious snub for such a brilliant actor. Ukraine's Zelensky reportedly is denied a cameo appearance at this year's Oscar. Yeah. Does anyone watch the Oscars anymore? I don't think they do. Like, Oscars are just fucking shit. It's just terrible. Like, they're not even making good movies. I think the best movie last year was probably Maverick, you know, Top Gun. It was just straightforward. It wasn't woke, wasn't anything. It was just a great movie. Yeah, but I think Hollywood's just dying, you know. Bring on AI. Let us make our own movies. Okay, let's go through. Tarek Brooker, another one also. Sorry, Tarek, I know you were following me. I've got you followed now, sorry. Anyways, what's he replying to? Pepstone. Ackman. Government should mull SVT bailout if no private capital option. Bill thinking this could blow up. What is the SVB? What is this? I should probably know this. No, that's outside. This is going into finance. No, companies need to learn that the era of taxpayer-funded bailouts is over. Normal rules of capitalism should apply for all, not just for the... Yeah, exactly. The idea of bailouts is it's basically, you know, you're socializing the failures of others, especially the banks. Through the GFC, I could see some reason to try to stabilize the system, but at the same time, you know, you're better off just ripping the band-aid off straight away. Rip it off as fast as possible. If these banks had to collapse, they had to collapse, you know. Then it would push for tougher measures, tougher controls. It would reallocate money where it needs to go, and the system could adapt. But simply bailing people out just perpetuates failure. It makes them think that this is okay, we can't be touched. I'm totally with you. No more bailouts. Like, no, it doesn't work. You know, if Qantas wants to fail, so be it. I don't care. You know, stop these bailouts. It's not a good way to spend public money. Or if they do, give the government equity. You know, give the people equity in that so they can get some return on this. Not just cash. It's outright. Yeah, these corporate bailouts are just terrible. And it's on both sides of politics too. Like, don't forget that, like, you know, a lot of these renewable energy projects, they're constantly taking bailouts. Like, what is Snowy Hydro at? So it started off at a budget of $2 billion, and now it's blown out to 10. I think it's even higher than that. I think it's going to go higher than that. That's a corporate bailout, you know, and there's no other. Otherwise, that project would have failed. If they took this, if this was a private company, they had a budget of $2 billion and they were going to build something, and they get to that limit and it's still not built, well, you know what happens? They fail. Or they could maybe extend their credit a couple more billion, maybe. But they just don't get the government money. The government's just stepping in and giving them an extra $8 billion. Like, that's the bailout. No. That's renewables are cheaper, everyone. Fuck off. Okay, anyways, back to Cameron Murray. Interesting from Samurai on profit margins and inflation. Yeah, well, I was mentioning this the other day. I've got no idea how the Australia Institute is just the funniest shit I've ever seen. The Australia Institute, whenever they release a new report, it's not a report, it's just something Labor politicians and the flunkies in the media can pronounce about, saying, oh, the experts said. It's like the Australian Institute. It's not they're not experts. And that was a large piece. So the profit margins are becoming a key controversial issue in the inflation discourse. Why are companies still charging high profits and stuff? Yeah, that's a really interesting story to get behind. Get in there and read it. It's not as black and white as you think, you know. There was repercussions to what we did during COVID. Once again, we need a royal commission into this, but there were going to be side effects. You can't just, send everyone home for 6 months and pay them and pay people on the dole double what they usually got. You can't do that without there being some downstream effects. And that's what we're witnessing now, and don't blame it on company profits. I'll tell you one big difference between boys and girls. Boys quote movies, girls can't. Really? Is that true? I didn't know that. Anyways, thanks, Megan. I had no idea, but thank you. She gets a like for that one. Everyone follow Megan. She's a nice lady. Seems really cool. And she seems like a photographer too. And you'll know I love photography. Okay. Grant Taylor is next off the bat. Bill Gates. Bill Gates declares cows as public enemy number 1. Says artificial meat is healthier than real meat. Yeah, because he's invested in artificial meat. No. And I know, Chris, I know you love your artificial meat. It's disgusting, man. You shouldn't eat that shit. It's just filled with chemicals. It's just chemically produced food-like substance. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. You can live on it, sure, but I don't think that many seed oils and that many chemicals are good for you. If you want something that's if you want something that tastes like meat, eat meat. And if you don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. It's this fake food is awful. It's just awful. It's like the next level of processed food. It's just awful. And Bill Gates, like, why? Yeah, no more Bill Gates. The Road Knight. Lol. The ABC fact-checked whether Indigenous Australians already have a voice to Parliament. I love the ABC fact-checks. You can tell if you want to see ABC biased, and you can always pick the narrative that they're pushing by what they decide to fact-check and what they decide not to. It's often the lies by omission that the ABC, that really reveals the ABC. In this situation, so what do you think the ABC found? Brace yourself. Yeah, let's see what they found. Shock horror. And this is the list of 51 Indigenous voices the ABC refer to but doesn't publish. So if these bodies aren't Indigenous voices, what are they? And should they be abandoned if they serve no purpose? That's a great idea. Yeah, it's a great point. And yeah, once again, they use the RMIT. This is what the ABC do. They just like, yes, as I was talking about yesterday with the Alice Springs, they got the expert was some professor in domestic violence who lives in Alice Springs. They resort to credentialism over the merit of the argument. Do Indigenous Australians already have a voice? The merit would say yes. The merit would say there's 13 members in the Parliament at the moment, plus these 51 other bodies out there. Like, I keep saying we need a COVID Royal Commission to figure out what the hell happened. But we also need to know what's going on. Like, where's all this money going that we're giving to the Aboriginal industry? It's just this grievance industry. And where's all that money going? That's a lot. That's a lot of cash. If anyone wants to bitch about the defense budget, we're spending about the same on these Indigenous groups each year. Like, where's this going? Can we have a look at that, please? I don't think we need to. We don't need a voice. We've got enough going on there. But obviously the ABC wants a voice. Oh, Jesus. I just skipped too far ahead. Oh, no. Oh, shh. Anyways. Mike Jagger. Great guy. I really like Mike. He's very, very knowledgeable. He's a great guy. I really like John Blaxland is one of the good guys as well, especially on international affairs and foreign affairs. He's very knowledgeable. He's a great source of information. So what's he saying? Yes, we'll have to have dual national crews. We're going to need an unprecedented level of close, trusted collaboration to make this work at the political, operational, and worker bee level. Thanks for the chat. Yeah, we will. We need these submarines. We should have got them. That's the shame is, oh, my cat's come to visit me. Hi. The The shame is that we took so long to get to this point. There was I think Rudd did a white paper. I think it was Rudd or Gillard. They had a white paper back in the day in 2010 or 2011 or something like that. They should have done this then. They should have just started the process then, and it was a drag, you know, and it took so long. And you know, at least Morrison and Dutton tried to get the ball rolling, and they set up the AUKUS deal, and that's great. That's exactly what needed to be done. Hopefully, it smashes open some of this anti-nuclear shit that got us into this mess. But yeah, Virginia class submarines, great piece of kit, but we're going to need to build up the knowledge base for these. We're going to need the technical knowledge base. We're going to need the seamen. We're going to need the seamen to be skilled in this. We're going to need the guys on the boats. But that's an opportunity for us. You know, when they talk about the bringing jobs from the green revolution, all these green jobs, they don't exist. They're not really existing. We're just shuffling people from one job category to another, and a lot of the time those jobs are just in China. But this, nuclear subs and things like that, these are high-tech, high-knowledge jobs. And this is opening up a whole new industry for Australian scientists and Australian engineers. That's really beneficial. We should be jumping on this. You know, we've got the know-how, we've got the capability. We just need to build it up. We just need some confidence there. Let's get John Blaxland, great guy to follow. He has some great. Evelyn Ray back again. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. She spoke about her beliefs on the internet. She's oppressing me. I literally said we are image bearers of God and shouldn't be compared to animals because we are more valuable than them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, there's something special about humans, you know? You have to acknowledge that. You know? Yeah. Anyways, no, we are not. You might believe you are. Okay, so what are they replying to? And Russ looks like... I'm not... I'm just putting a bet on now. Russ looks like the type of guy who will have pronouns in his bio. Okay, so... What is this starting? Being gay is not a sin. It is natural human variation. Republicans shouldn't denounce this take. Should denounce this take. No, we should be denouncing this take. She's got an opinion. Isabel's a bit wild, but, you know, she's out there. Gays against groomers. Fun fact, homosexuality is found over 400 species on Earth. Yeah, okay. We are image bearers of God, not some gay penguin couple or baboon orgy. To suggest we are like other parts of nature and creation is blasphemy. We are set apart because we are made in his likeness. Yeah, that's true. We are a bit different, you know. And other animals can have these type of relationships, yeah, sure. But you know, they're raising their next generation isn't as significant, I don't think. Yeah. Anyways, let's just check. Okay. Oh, no pronouns in bio. Well done, Russ. Okay, I'm not getting into that one. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me too much. But Evelyn's open to her. She's got every right to have her own opinion on that. You know, as long as you keep it civil. Oh, hello, Victoria Police, WorkSafe, and friends. Just in case you're wondering who it was that left a 459-metre trail of fresh cement in William Street, Melbourne today at 12:30 hour. You know now. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, can I open this? Oh, here we go. Wow, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Exactly, Robert. Jesus. What a mess. Jeez, I've seen a truck do that with paint before, and it was hilarious. It was just yeah. Anyways, Bob Carr. Oh, speaking of fucking failed Paul Keatings, Bob Carr. Like, why do these? Who wants to hear from Bob Carr? Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Tweet me if you want to hear more from Bob Carr or Paul Keating for that matter. Who gives a shit? Nine Media's expert panel looking at introducing national service and acquiring nuclear weapons for the war with China, which they showed such relish. Yeah, well, you know, there's reality and then there's Bob Carr. Two different things. China is openly hostile towards Australia. You know, this isn't news. Bob Carr, though, I'm sure like his opinion on China is purely based on everything but his bank account, I'm sure. Because why do we listen to Bob Carr? Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get it. Just drop these people, you know. And that's a thing for Labor. They just hang about like these old turds just won't flush. You know, you have Rudd, Keating, you have Bob Carr. Like, just fuck off. Do you know who did a really good job on disappearing? Keneally. Keneally failed so much, failed all the way to success, and then she finally realized, okay, that's enough, I'm gonna pack up. And she's been quiet ever since. Gillard did that kind of as well. But these useless men, see, and this is, I think, a lot of Labor women, especially of the feminist variety, the Sally McManus flavor, they tend to have a hatred of men or a distrust of men, and that's because they're surrounded by these men. That's why, no other thing. They don't know what a good man is. They're surrounded by absolute fucking jerk-offs, like all these male feminists and just toxic men, you know? And you ever notice how it's only their industry or female-dominated industries or industries where the left-wing men are prevalent that are the most toxic? It's always the way, you know? Anyways, fuck you, Bob Carr. Josh Burns. My guest on... Oh, actually, no, going back to that. This panel, yeah, that's cool. They're a panel of experts. But see, when the experts don't agree with what they say, they're not experts anymore. They shouldn't be listened to. No. These experts are bad. All or some. All or some. We should listen to all experts. Okay, Josh Burns. My guess is that Peter Dutton will do nothing and let these appalling comments from his Liberal senator go without any consequence. Okay, Josh Burns. I am so sorry that this is happening to you. Okay, so if you don't understand, Alex Antic in Parliament yesterday, in the Senate, it was yesterday or the day before, he's just ignoring Zelensky. He doesn't show the reverence he should, you know. Oh, he doesn't agree with, Zelensky, Zelensky's basically the war Greta. It's just the war Greta, you know. It's just the Greta of the military-industrial complex, that's it. Alex Antic, he's in the Senate. You know, he's got parliamentary privilege. He can say whatever he wants. Yeah, this little bitch here, what's his name? Senator Tim Ayres, another male feminist. So let's see. Does he do? Oh, he doesn't put his pronouns in his bio either. But he's having a cry. He's having a little cry because Alex Antic doesn't hold the same opinion. He was offended on the behalf of everyone in the Ukraine. Oh, you fucking Weasley little bitch. And then Josh Burns, yeah, he comes out with it as well. Oh, you're such a caring person, Josh. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Wanker. Okay, Daddy Warpig. I follow this guy for a long time. He's an American, right up with the culture stuff, but a great gamer, and he's right into gaming culture, sci-fi culture. I really like his stuff. He's a very funny guy. Jill, I thought that Westacott woman had resigned. She's in India with Albo. Yeah, what the fuck? They get Jennifer Westacott around like that, you know, experts again. Andrew Tate. You know, I didn't even know who Andrew Tate was until the media created him. I swear he's just like a plant by the media. I don't get it, but he fills a void. But I think it's weird how he's been arrested and detained without charge for, you know, it's almost 3 months now, I think. Like, how long's he been locked up for? It's been a while. But, you know, what's the Herald Sun? Oh, Jesus Christ. He's a tough-talking anti-feminist, a preacher of misogyny and king of toxic masculinity. Even if you haven't heard of Andrew Tate, the teenagers in your life have. And the experts, are very concerned. I'm not going to click on that shit. Okay, IBAC, yeah. Okay, so interesting that they, Dr. Brendan Maloney, sorry. Interesting that they can afford the billions for crappy trains, but nothing to keep IBAC operating above board. Okay, that's true, yeah. Yeah, what's going on with Andrews and IBAC? Like, that's pretty bad. If you're advising people to go and get dirt on the Anti-Corruption Commission because they're investigating you, like, how far can Andrews push it? How far can this go? Like, you know, you have Gladys resigning for what? hooking up with some ugly dude. Like, that's basically what she got done for. And who was the guy before that? Who was the New South Wales Premier that got done for the... Barry O'Farrell, that was him. He got done for the bottle of wine. And fucking Andrews, Jesus. Labor are just... That party's got issues. And, you know, that's a perfect example of it. The Andrews government. Okay, let's continue. I think Nick Holt, here he is. Nick Holt, he's always got some great jokes coming in. But Nick, I'm gonna actually just reply. Nick, love your work, mate. Everyone follow Nick if you're not already. He's a funny guy. He released a funny song. It was a Friends of Rom song, his version of it this week. It's been stuck in my head. He's a funny guy. He's got some good jokes coming through. Let's continue on. I'm almost done here, guys. Western Bulldogs. I don't follow AFL. AFL's really, yeah, I just don't get it. You know, you're either AFL or you're rugby league. I'm rugby league. Give me rugby any day. Chris Mims is back. Okay, so, oh my God. Okay, so he's got the pander on. So he's obviously paying his royalties for China for this amount of pandering. But what's he doing? See, he does look a bit short in this photo. I think it's, as a photographer, I think it's the angle that they're getting him from this way. A lot of the times they're getting lower. So this photo here. Okay, I can't. Oh, they put that stupid font in the background on paper. What have they done? Oh no! And then they just did a really base level crop. Look at the corner of her head here. What's that thing sticking out the top of your head, lady? And then this one. What's this? What's this on the side? You got a bit of purple sticking through your hair, woman. Yeah, they did a really base level crop on that. Yeah, so they should have got lower. The photographer should have got lower to shoot up, and it doesn't make him look so short. But I think they did that for a reason, maybe to make the women look thinner. Because if you go lower and go up, they look fat. Little photography tips for people. But he does look pretty short here, or his head's just really big. Which one is it? Yeah, I think it's just his neck and head are just really big, and it makes the rest of his body look smaller. But yeah, really unimpressive. Really unimpressive. New South Wales Labor, get your act together. The guys, yeah. Anyways. Continue on. Alex Stapp again. Pretty stunning statistics. The iron and steel industry accounts for around 7% of global greenhouse gas emissions and 11% of global carbon dioxide. Yeah, exactly. This is the central underpinning of our economy is, you know, fossil fuels, and carbon's obviously the byproduct of that. You know, we've been saying this for years. If you go after carbon dioxide, you're basically saying the economy needs to be stopped. The economy needs to be shut down. You can't do it. Dan Nolan, once again, funniest guy on Twitter. Every website should have a weird little guy on it that unnerves you. Yeah. I'm trying to think of mine. He's a weird little guy that unnerves me. I don't know. No, I can't really think of too many. I just laugh at them. There's so many retards on there. It's always funny. Maybe who's that blob that do you know that what's her name? Brittany, the one who, I don't know, she claims she was raped in Parliament House, whatever. Her boyfriend, David Shiraz, that's it. He's just a creepy dude. And you look at him, he's just dumb. Like, his tweets are just bland shit. And it's like, were you really, like, who's employing you? But yeah. Anyways, driving is racist. Yes, Chris, you should know driving is racist. And as a former Mercedes driver yourself, you should know that driving a Mercedes is super racist. You know, that little golden, that little sharp, pointy, what we call it, a pointy SWAT sticker. It's super racist. You don't want to be driving. Only racist people drive. We're really at the bottom of the barrel, aren't we? When we're down to that, you know, there's the demand for racism far outstrips the supply, so they're just left to make stuff up. Okay, Herald Sun again. Australians could soon ditch the 5-day work week, but still get paid. Do you think this is correct? I don't. As long as they do the same hours, but then we're making the assumption that, you know, people don't. everything will be shut on the weekends. You know, if everyone's working a 4-day week, then who's working on the weekends? You know, who's going to be at Bunnings on the Sunday when you go there for your church service? Like, no, yeah, like where are these people going? And then they they want people to be paid less? No. See, yeah, I think if you want to work the weekends, you should be paid more. You know, and during the week, if you want a 4-day week, you're paid less. And let's see, let's put it out there. But yeah, it would be cool. I wouldn't mind it applying even just every month. There is a public holiday on a long weekend. There's a long weekend public holiday. Even 2 days. So you could have a Friday and a Monday. So you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just once a month. I think that would be great for everyone. You know, we could just spread the public holidays out. Just delete delete May Day, delete that, and then just make other ones for. We could have like a public holiday against like the violences of communism. That would be great. I'd like to really see that one for the public holiday for the victims of communism. That would be a fantastic one, and we'll put that on May Day. You know, we'll put that right in May. That will be a good one, but spread them out through the year. So once a month we have a long weekend. Everyone gets it. That'll be fantastic. You know, everyone can work towards it. We can plan holidays around it. That'd be good. Good. Okay, Gray Connolly. Gray blocked me or muted me a long time ago because I often swear on Twitter and he doesn't like swearing. He's a little bit pretentious like that. Anyways, Gray, you're a good follow, but you gotta unmute me, man. I always have lots of swear words to tell you. I got some great ones coming out recently, but okay, young professionals raised by parents with high school education now find themselves unable to afford homes in the cities they grew up in. Despite studying and working hard, many young Australians feel as if they are downwards mobile. Yeah, outstanding piece by Claire Lehman. But we have to understand that the economy is fundamentally broken. Since 2008, when the bailouts happened, remember the bailouts? We just supported the economy and held it up and kept it out of recession by immigration. We didn't rip that band-aid off. We didn't learn our lessons. We just covered it over with immigration. And, you know, we're still dealing with that. And you look at the house prices since 2008, they haven't gone backwards. They've just exploded. You can't be serious about addressing housing without addressing immigration first. Just pause it. That's all. Let the housing supply catch up. Let the infrastructure catch up. So yes, Gray's got a point. We've got to get more people into houses, but we can't do that if, you know, we're propping up the Ponzi scheme with just mass levels of immigration. It doesn't work like that. Like, and no one voted for it. No one voted for 400,000 new migrants a year. Anyways, let's continue. Jane's back. Senator Price. Yeah, you know, Penny Wong. Penny Wong's like the most. What is the point of Penny Wong? What is the point? She's never going to be leader. She's just sour. She's a bitter woman. She's failed in every portfolio she's ever had. She's never has an original thought whatsoever. She's just a bitter old woman. Like, just get rid of her. Like, what's the point? Is there no one else that could fill her role? Like, she doesn't fulfill any purpose at all. You know, maybe you could make a case that, you know, they needed the lesbian in there for the gay marriage debate. But she voted against gay marriage like 2 or 3 times. She didn't even want that because she's useless, you know. So what's the point of it? She should really just disappear. Penny Wong's just, yeah, everything wrong with Parliament is Penny Wong. The Princess of Wales made a rare faux pas after reaching out to shake the hand of a local community leader in London before being awkwardly rebuffed. Yeah, who cares? Okay, I don't care. Peter Dutton's got a new pair of glasses. That's cool. Yeah, he still looks like a potato with glasses. Now he's looking slowly like Mr. Potato Head. But Dutton, you're going to cop crap no matter what, you know. Opposition leaders are always going to cop shit, especially conservative ones. Well, I think I'm almost getting to the end of it. Almost there. Anthony Dillon, an Indigenous academic, posted her article discussing the evils of racism against Aboriginal people. I challenged her and she did not like it. Yeah, of course. They don't like it, Anthony. Like, we know this. We know these people. Let's have a look. Pat Dudgeon, research fellow. Yeah, see, once again, these academics who pretend they're experts. They're not. They're just fucking academics. They're just Marxists. You know, that's what they know. They know the scripture of Marx, and then they just wedge it into every conceivable aspect of life. But Anthony rightly calls it out. Okay, Anthony, I don't think it would be useful to discuss this matter with you. You just want to be antagonistic. Of course, because everything that opposes their preconceived little notion of the world is antagonistic. You know, this is where hate speech comes from. You just want to be antagonistic. I think we have to agree to disagree. So I'm going to delete your comments from now on. By disagreeing is being antagonistic. Got it. You could get me to agree if I was to see strong evidence that racism is the big culprit holding Aboriginal people back. Delete my comments? Great stuff. Will you delete my comments? See, exactly. Exactly. And Anthony's right on the ball. This is what I was telling you earlier in the week. Give him a follow. He's a great guy. But their fundamental belief is that the problems in the Aboriginal communities is racism. Everything. That's their underlying principle for all the policies, all the failed policies, all these NGOs, all the groups, everything like that. Their underlying premise is that Australia is a fundamentally racist place. Aboriginal people are only suffering because of this racism. It's toxic. It's the most toxic mentality you could possibly have. And it's not helpful. People are dying because of this. Anyways, fact check. Yeah, ABC fact check. Old Soldier is, I've been following this guy for a while. Yeah, the fact check is always misleading. It's just used to reinforce a narrative. That's all the fact check is. Someone's got to fact check the ABC. Do you want to see the fact check on the ABC? Go to their corrections page. Have a scroll. It's fucking relentless. It's just so much there. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're always wrong. Trevor Clark's Obscure Aviation. Yeah, this is a good one for you, James. I know James loves aircraft just as I do because we're both sons of Raffis. So we're both born in Ipswich too. Yeah, look at these old aircraft. These old boys, they went hard. Look how low he is to the ground here. Jesus Christ. Wow, he's coming in. He's coming in hot. He's buzzing the tower. Goose. Look at him. Look at these guys down here. Oh, I love it. These old boys, they knew what they were doing. More inner city parking spaces. What's this about the Herald Sun? More inner city parks are set to be lost under a major council overhaul as officials move to enforce higher vehicle turnover. Yeah, they're gonna make it impossible to drive in the cities. The only way they can defeat the car, basically, they can bring in they're just going to make it so difficult and so annoying for you to drive that you'll just give up your car. That's their plan because they know they can't win. They know they're not going to win. You know, you guys keep buying your Ford Rangers and everything that they don't want you to buy, and they've tried to shame you, and that doesn't work. And now they're trying to make them expensive, and that doesn't work. They're going to try to make your fuel even more expensive. Yeah, it's not working. So they're just going to try to make your car the most annoying thing ever for you. Inner city Melbourne, once again, get out of the cities. There's no need to be in the city for most of us. You don't have to be there. If really, it's an expensive place. It's unhealthy. Yeah, you're surrounded by dickheads. Like, what are you there for? Really? Get out. Steve Noble. Yeah, big shout out to Steve, one of the good guys. Out of the city, obviously. He doesn't live in the city. Yeah, he's always discussing cricket. And I think I'll leave it here on James. I haven't seen you all day. I haven't seen you in my feed, but I got you here now. Okay, got myself a new t-shirt. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Exactly. I love it. Love it, mate. This is going on my morning rant. Reply. Say hi, James. I love him. Everyone follow James Newbury. He's a great guy. He's really cool. Really, really cool. And even though he was struggling today, he still got to the pool. And it looks like the sun's coming out here. I'm going to go for a run, I think. I'm all ready to go. Sorry, guys. I don't get dressed up for you freaks. I'm ready to go. I'm going to get out there. Yeah, I destroyed my headphones yesterday, actually. But I'm going to get out for a run. So I guess I might as well just leave it there. Yeah, and I will all talk to you later. So peace out. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.